Sessions, where we spotlight real stories behind entrepreneurs doing big things beyond just the highlight reel. And today I'm with Kate Gilbert, and she helps business owners and entrepreneurs turn their big ideas into reality. From helping with social media overwhelm to stuck in analysis and paralysis, she has the tools and the tough love to get you moving. We're going to get into how she got started. Really, really amazing story. What's working for her right now, what she's excited about moving forward in the second half of 2025, and what makes her coaching stand out in the business world. So whether you're building your own thing or just here to soak up some wisdom, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Hi, Kate. I'm excited to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here. We met through a mastermind group that met up every other week, so essentially bi-weekly
Yeah.
in the quarter. And I'm, always excited to share the wisdom that you share in that group, and I can't wait to hear what all the goodness and soak up all the goodness that you have going on. What inspired you to start your coaching business?
So I had actually run a magazine for 10 years. I founded and ran this online knitting magazine. And then when that finished, I wasn't really so sure what I wanted to do with myself. I worked at a university a little bit. I sold cakes. And then the pandemic happened and people just started calling me saying like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And freaking out. Like, how do I move my business online? How did you run a business online for 10 years? So I just started like talking to people on the phone pretty regularly and asking questions. And after like a couple months of doing that, somebody said, why aren't I paying you for your time? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. It just kind of happened organically. And, word of mouth really was my best marketing tool in the beginning.
I love that. And I love how you went, from knitting magazine to selling cakes, and then, and obviously you were able to grow those businesses into something, and then and it makes sense now that you're a business coach.
Yeah, well, I do have a habit of turning my hobbies into businesses, which is a habit I'm kind of trying to break, which also is why I love my business right now so much. I really enjoy it. I love working with people and helping them make their businesses happen and build them. It's so exciting for me. It's crazy how much excitement and like what a buzz I get out of helping other people do their things, not just building my own.
All right, that's awesome. That could be a hobby too, right? Oh yeah, one of my hobbies is helping you grow your business.
I feel lucky I get paid for it, honestly.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that it became like an organic thing. Like it totally makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I really try to be the person that I needed when I was running my magazine. At certain points, I had partners, and then at certain points, I was alone and I was kind of in charge of everything. Plus, I was a single mom, and I just got to the point where I was like really burnt out and I really needed somebody like me to be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. I understand how you're feeling. I mean, I sort of jokingly say that I do business therapy now because people cry sometimes, honestly. And when people come to me, I just try to like look objectively at their stuff, and we try to make a plan. I'm not just about like sitting there talking. I really want you to have a plan, and I want it to be a plan that you've bought into.
Nice. I love that. And again, it's um I like what you said, that you wanted to be the person that you needed when you were
Hmm.
in those businesses. Because I mean, same thing with parenting for me. Like I just want to be the mom that I needed when I was in
Sure.
the age that my kids are. And so that's why when people ask me like, how's it going with life? And one of the things that I said is like, my boys are teaching me so much about life, living, and learning. Right.
Sure. I mean, and I have a daughter, and same, I would say absolutely the same. My parents are wonderful in many ways, but I also, there are also some choices I make that are different. And there are also some choices I wish that I had made differently, but, hopefully she gets to do better. And
Mhm.
we get to learn things from our businesses too. So I feel like it's all sort of the same stuff in a
Right.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing that your clients rave about you?
Well, people who've been through my program, which is called 30 Day Sprint, it's a social media program. Okay. But it's very different than other social media programs that are out there. I will tell you which button to push if that's what you need to know, but that's not what it's about. It's about strategy and it's about systems and a lot about mindset. And people finish it and say to me, that was not what I thought it was going to be. It was a full business boot camp. And now they come out and they're like energized to do other things. They're energized to try things they haven't tried before, because that's my whole thing is like, it doesn't all have to be terrifying and you have to try things. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
for sure. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I think we also just, that's kind of like how we grow, right? When we do terrifying things.
yeah, really. Yes, totally. So,
So
one
before,
of my
go ahead.
clients calls me a hand holder slash butt kicker.
Nice.
And so she'll write me sometimes and be like, I need some Kate. Can you have an appointment with me? Just because she needs me to be like, all right, now what are you doing? Okay. So why aren't you doing the thing you're supposed to be doing? So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. I wish we could get ChatGPT to come up with like an acronym for KATE, right?
Yeah, totally.
For
I
everyone who needs some Kate.
Yeah, I need like I think about that a lot. I have a client actually whose title is chaos counselor. And most people would describe her as a home organizer, but she has a background in social work. And so she calls herself a chaos counselor. And I'm always thinking like, what's my title that's like chaos counselor? It's such a good one. I'm like, I feel like I need a better title than business coach. I need something else, but I haven't figured out the right thing.
It'll come, I'm sure. And someone
Yeah.
will say something and you're like, yep, that's it.
Yeah. Well, a hand holder butt kicker is the closest I've gotten so far.
That is cool though. So we've heard it all, in our masterminds. 2025 has not been easy. What has
No.
worked for you in the first half?
Saying things. Honestly, I was just thinking about this the other day. My program has just begun this week. I'm running it on a modified schedule to suit people over the summer. Usually it's a 30-day program and I'm running it over 64 days instead. So I'm like making some adjustments for people's energy levels. I'm also trying to really double down on everything that is accountability and support, because I think that's what a lot of us need right now. And I was I dragged my feet launching this program this year. I usually run it 3, maybe 4 times a year. And I'm nearly at 3 years of running it. And I had not launched it at all in 2025. I usually run it in January and then again in March or April. And I just kept dragging my feet and feeling like, well, no one's going to buy it right now. Like the vibes are off.
We talked
I
about
wasn't feeling it. And then I had to get to a place for myself where I was really clear, like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to adjust things to suit people right now. And then I just had to talk about it. And it works. I don't have the biggest group I've ever gotten, but I have a very dedicated group. And some of the people who've done it in the past decided to come back. I gave them a special offer to come back and do it again live with like a bonus meeting. And, so I ended up with a decent group, even if it was not like the hugest group I've ever had.
Cool. What are you most excited about or looking forward to doing more or just I guess maximizing in the second half of this year?
Well, I started a program actually. I run a membership that's called Study Hall. And each month we have 2 meetings. I try to make it like as low key as possible, where, you're not expected to do a lot of things or talk to me a lot, but I'm there if you need me. And at the end of 2024, I created this system. I'm sort of a spreadsheet nerd. And I created this system where you could build out like a 12-week plan for the quarter. And I did that with my study hall members, and they built out their 12-week plan. And the spreadsheet organizes everything and puts what you have to do that week all in one place so you can see it and you can like track your progress. And there's if you're a person who's into gamification, there's like some scorekeeping if you want. So it worked so well with my membership that I launched it as a little workshop that I do with people. And now I've just run it for the second time. And I would love to grow that because I think it's honestly, I'm not charging enough for it. Like I'm only charging $37 and it's like such an incredible spreadsheet and like a great couple hours together where we really talk about like time management and stuff. And I'm really excited to hopefully get more people to get organized because I built this originally for myself and then I optimized it for my membership. And now I've improved it even more. And I can see how much progress the people who've been through it's called Action Lab. I can see how much progress the people who've been in Action Lab have made. And they're telling me, like, oh my God, I never would have gotten this done 2 weeks ahead of time for this trip if I didn't have this plan. And so I would just love to get like more people doing it and see more energy and more progress. Cause that like, I feel like every time somebody who works with me has that kind of energy and progress, it gives me more energy. And I feel like it's like a self-perpetuating thing within the group.
I love that. And you said, so they get a spreadsheet and they get access to you.
Yeah, so it's a live workshop where I walk you through some concepts in terms of like time management and like breaking down projects and your own like self-management. Because as much as we love to talk about like accountability and getting it from other people, ultimately it's up to you. I'm not standing behind someone with a whip. I will lovingly hold your hand and lovingly scold you from afar, but you need to decide to show up and make the time to do things. So we talk a lot about how to actually make time to do things, how to fit everything in, and then how to be realistic about what you're fitting in. And then live, we break down, you choose what your priority projects are. And live, we break them down and put them into this spreadsheet. I say spreadsheet, and that sounds a lot more terrifying than it is because I've really set it up so it's like really nice to look at, and you fill in certain things and it builds it for you, like in it, and then you just go to the dashboard and you're like, oh, this is what I have to do this week. Cool. And then you check things off and you can see the progress. And
I love it. I love spreadsheets. I actually try to turn them into AI now, so that it'll collaborate with me. I build them for myself, and I didn't necessarily show them to anybody other than when I'm in workshops, and then people are like, "Wait, I want that," and then I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Link to the custom GPT for it. But when you said spreadsheet, I'm like, I think I want that.
Yeah, my sprint program is also originally based around a spreadsheet, and I'm going to like that's my social media program, and it's based around this spreadsheet where you answer questions, and then according to those questions it automatically builds you a 70 post content plan for you. Like it builds it for you. You do have to write the posts, but it builds the whole plan for you. So yeah, and I'm working on I have plans to take it to the next level with AI and all that stuff. But yeah.
That's what I love about AI. Like I have turned so many processes and systems, with just AI. And before it's like you would instruct people how to use a spreadsheet. Now you literally just like, give the link and you're gonna go just follow the prompt. It's gonna ask you
exactly
questions and it will give you everything you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. That's exciting. That's so exciting for the second half of 2025. And so for those who are struggling in getting leads, getting clients, or even just getting traction from social media, what's your best piece of advice?
Well, gosh, I have so much advice around social media. And generally, most of my advice is either do less or do more. And it's often do less because I'm like, you're saying too much in each post. People aren't reading all that. People aren't walking away and remembering all that. So say less. So that one super long post you were making, turn that into like 5 posts. How small can you make it? Also, take that one post you made and change it slightly and post it again because not everybody saw it the first time. So my do more advice is for people who just don't show up at all. The thing is we get really caught up in our metrics. People are like, nobody liked this post. I heard crickets. Nobody commented, but I keep telling people and other people report back the same thing. I can't tell you how many times somebody has signed up for my program or written me a message out of the blue saying, I really need your help. Can you meet me? And I'm like, who are you? I've never seen you before. You've never liked anything. You've never talked to me. But while I was like doing my own thing and just posting things, they were building this parasocial relationship with me that I didn't even know about. So I always tell people, like, don't get so hung up on your metrics. Like, who cares? You post, you move on, and you don't get like, I barely look at my metrics at all. And if I look, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why did that post do better than that post? Maybe it's because this one had my face in it. That's a theory to try. Okay. So I form a hypothesis and then I make a new post based on that hypothesis and then I see what happens. But I don't get upset and I don't let it mean things about me. I am confident in the work that I do. I know the value I bring to people and I know that people appreciate me. And by the way, if you don't have one already, make a folder on your computer. Mine is called Gosh Darn It, People Like Me. And every time somebody says something nice about me, I screenshot it and I throw it in that folder. And then if you're having one of those days, you can always go in there and remember, like, you are helping people, like people do want your help. There are people out there who want your help. And if you're just not showing up at all, in fact, you're not helping them, which everybody I work with at least says like, oh, I want to help people with this or with that. I believe in this. And they believe very strongly in what they do. And they believe very strongly that what they do will make the world a better place in one way or another. And so I'm like, okay, but if you're not talking to anybody, you can't help them. They don't know that you're there to help them. So you're also not giving people the opportunity to give you money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all of that. It's so true that people lurk, right? And they just and sometimes they just do like want to check you out first before
Sure.
they contact you. I've had so many experiences just like that, who were
Yeah.
like, or referrals too. Like,
Yeah.
I get referrals like that too, without anyone engaging in the content. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, I know you do this. I know someone I know needs this. Can I intro you? I'm like, how are you going to intro me if you don't know me?
Yeah. So, I mean, also like if you recommend someone to me, where am I going to go look for them? I may Google and end up on their website, but I may also end up on their social media. And their social media is probably going to give me a better sense of who they are. Especially if I can see them talk and I can, hear more than this is what I do. This is what you can pay me for, So especially younger generations, like if that's people you work with, they aren't even Googling. They're going straight to Instagram or straight to TikTok to look for you. I'm not on TikTok, but like I scroll it, but I don't post on it. But, I just feel like keeping my social media up to date is a way of showing everybody who I am, what I'm thinking about, developing a relationship in a way that I'm not able to do through my website necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually, this is the perfect segue to one of your small products that I want you to talk about, which is it's at postitpronto.com, right? Can you tell us more about this?
So Post-It Pronto is a low ticket offer. It's $37 right now. Like it's actually normally 97, but I have it at 37 right now. It is just for people who are like, I'm not posting or I'm not posting as much as I should, or I don't know what I should be saying. And it just gets you going. I teach you how to take things you've already made and turn them into other things. I teach you how to come up with new ideas and make sure you're covering all the bases of what you should be talking about. Because a lot of times I find people are like, oh my God, I don't have time for this, which I totally get it, but they talk about like the same three things kind of over and over again, and they're not covering the whole spectrum of what they should be talking about. So I give you a way of coming up with ideas that you will never lack an idea again, plus examples of a bunch of ideas based on other people's posts that are really simple. I also have a section in there about making reels that won't make you want to tear your hair out. It's like the simplest reels you can come up with. Nothing super complex, and it doesn't have to be complex. It can be easy. And the other thing I have in there, which I know scares everyone when I say it, but it is honestly the fastest way to make content. It's going live is really the fastest way to make content. I just have to decide what I want to say. I have to be sitting someplace or standing someplace where I can go live, and then I go live. And it's really like the easiest way to create a reel or create content. So I talk about how to do that. And there's like tutorials in there for editing, if that's a thing, for simple editing stuff, if that's the thing you want to do. And I also have a roulette wheel that will like give you a post idea. You
Cool.
just like click the button and it comes up with the idea.
Awesome. I mean, for a little over $1 a day, you get not just content ideas, you get live ideas, real ideas. And let's just
Yeah.
say, you show up 30 times with those
Mm.
ideas, you can almost guarantee that your numbers are going to go up. You'll
Yeah.
have people, knocking on your social media door, right? Like, it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's priced what it is, because my goal really is to like help as many people as I can. I know, the funny thing is I don't consider myself a social media person. I'm not like, rah, social media is the best. I'm a systems person, and I'm realistic that this is a thing we have to do in business in 2025. So like, how can we do it without making it take over our whole lives, without making us feel miserable all the time? Like, let's just show up and do it and then go do the important stuff.
That. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your heart, all the goodness, the impact that you're making, and how you're empowering business owners and entrepreneurs. It's been such a joy having you on Muse Interviews. For folks who are listening, if if you feel like you need more Kate, you need some Kate time, I definitely recommend to start with Post-it Pronto, because that's a perfect, like again, like I said, it's like just a little over $1 a day, and kind of get your feet wet with that. And then she has, I put in my social media recently about one of her workshops. She has a lot of those. She also talked a little bit about Action Lab, which I think is
Yeah.
really cool too.
Yeah.
What are the best ways to get in touch with you if, our audience wants to know more about these things?
So my website is kategilbert.com, and you can find me there. And I'm mostly on Instagram at Kate GI, like the first two letters of my last name. I couldn't get Kate Gilbert, unfortunately. And I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find me there under Kate F. Gilbert. So.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll have all of those links in the show notes for you guys, so you can just click and get in touch with Kate, get Post-it Pronto, all of that good stuff. Thank you again for hanging out with me and using
Yeah, thanks so much.
so much fun. And for everyone tuning in, if you're looking to move the needle in your business, get in touch with Kate, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Thank you.